share my screen. Okay, well. So as I remember, we started up to part E, and we finished reading section, and now we're going to talk about actually, something like structure, but it's not really grammatical structure. That's really easy. We're going to talk about combination of words. So, sometimes we have more than one word that we can combine them. We can use them together. And how is it? So, for example, when we have two nouns that is connected and phrased with of. So that's really, of course, it's really normal, commonly used, and we normally use it. So you know this one. And now let's talk about different form of noun combination. So first of all, let me explain about compound nouns. So compound nouns means combination of nouns consist of more than one word, can be formed in different ways. The most commonly way is to put noun together, noun plus noun. All the types are adjective noun, verb noun, and now we're going to talk about noun plus noun, how to connect them, how to put them together. Well, so as you can see here, the first one, possessive. Possessive, for example, today's meeting. So meeting refers to today. So because of this, we have possessive S here to make connection. So today's meeting. And another one, number two, one noun use an adjective. So normally we have adjective before noun, but sometimes we have noun and noun. The first noun plays the role of adjective here. So head office, headquarter, okay, post office. So they are combination of noun and noun, and the first one actually plays a role of adjective for the second one. The third form phrases with of. For example, director of communication, director of communication, a court of business. And compound nouns forming one word. So combination of, as I told you, compound noun, combination of more than one noun, like boardroom, restroom, so something like this. So here we have four forms that we're going to discuss, okay? Let's have a look at A, B, C, and D, and let's match these examples from the article with actually appropriate category. So the first one,
connect to one noun is an adjective.
okay, of course, one noun uses an adjective. Yeah. B.
Three.
B, three, of course, very good. And C.
One.
Very good. And four.
B, four.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so just let me briefly talk about compound nouns. As I told you, compound noun means combination of more than one word. So they consist of more than one word, okay? And as I told you, these compound noun actually can be formed in different ways. So noun, noun, adjective noun, and verb noun. Just let me write three examples here because, we have just, one form of it here, but we have different ways. So actually, let me write two more examples. Okay, well, the first one, noun and noun. Noun plus noun. So, for example, we can say Noun and noun, like shopkeeper. Shop, yeah, shopkeeper. Shop is a noun, keeper is a noun, shopkeeper
Yeah.
is noun. Or car park.
Yeah.
Or, for example, Iceland. So something like this. Okay, so combination of noun and noun.
Yeah.
The second one, adjective and noun. For example, just let me say something. Colors can be used as an adjective, like blackberry, like greenhouse, like small talk. So actually two of them in form of one noun, and the last one verb from verb and noun. Okay, how to say? For example, go run away. And for example, no-go area. So of course this is no-go, but you know, go area or no-go, okay? So
Yeah.
something like this, breakwater, okay, fall guy. Okay, so we have different forms of verb and noun. So they are called compound nouns, and now here we can discuss them. Okay, will you give me an example of noun?
Yeah. Motorbike.
Great. Adjective now?
Mm, mm,
Just you can use colors.
yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
For example, red book, red card,
Yeah, of
green.
course, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And just let me say something about the verb noun. Can you guess?
Mm, mm, mm. Yeah. Uh, read book.
So red book is collocation, Let me say something is a bit different. For example, fall guy. What it means, fall guy is a person who actually is blamed for something. So
Mm,
fall guy, to take the blame for actually something.
mm,
Okay, so this is the meaning of this word.
mm,
So it's something like a person who is falsely blamed for something that has
mm,
gone wrong. So it's
mm.
something just falsy, okay? So it's something
Yeah.
like a crime,
Mm,
okay?
mm,
But this person actually has not committed this crime
mm,
falsely, it's something like just by mistake, a person who is
mm,
falsely blamed for something that has gone wrong. Okay, so this is
mm,
fall guy. Fall is verb and guy is noun. Just let me say something about compound noun, some other thing. Okay, about writing.
mm,
So yeah, just in speaking, it's really easy to say them. But about writing, so how to write? When we have one word, so one word, like for example, restroom, bathroom, okay? So it's really
yeah.
easy to write them, but we have hyphens. We can also have hyphens. So let me write here.
Mm,
So first of all,
mm,
one word, That is really easy like this. Shopkeeper. It's an example, just normal one word. And the second one, hyphens. Let me show you. For example, son in law. Can you see? Hyphens.
Yeah.
Okay, so the writing form is different from, okay, the first one. Okay, so this is about hyphen, or for example, when you say firefighter, firefighter, like this, okay? Or check in, check out. You normally see this check in, so we have hyphen, okay? So writing for is a bit different. And sometimes we need to have space. So for example, we say, New Year's, okay, day. As you can see, New Year's, space between new and year. Of course, this is one word, but we need to have a gap, space between two parts, new and year. So we discussed, this is all about actually compound nouns, okay? Just you need to, actually, just let me say something about mother-in-law or brother-in-law or etc. Actually, when we want to make them plural, so the compound nouns more, how to make them plural. For example, when we say 2 or 3, do you know?
Plural 3.
So like, for example, I want to say 3 mother-in-law, okay? Just mothers-in-law or mother-in-laws. Which one?
3 mother-in-laws.
No, mothers-in-law. Yeah,
Yeah.
because of this. Yeah, actually, I wanted to say this, that, you know,
Yeah.
sister-in-law, brother-in-law, mother-in-law. You need to make plural the first part, sisters-in-law, mothers-in-law, okay? Or brothers-in-law. In-law, no, just brothers, sisters, or mothers, okay?
Yeah.
For example, I've got 2 sisters in law. 2 sisters. Okay, 2 sisters in law. One.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let's have a look at this part. Okay, let's find combination in the article. Okay, so look. Underline the most suitable noun combination in each group. Okay, let's do this part together. Part B. So let's do this one together. Okay. The meaning of today. Just tell me which category and just name them. Which category?
It is possessive.
Yeah, possessive. This one, no. Meaning of. This phrases with of. Yeah, phrases with of. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yes. Today meeting is possessive.
yeah, of course. So this one, just let's, okay, which one? Wait, when A and B and C now, which one is the best one? The meeting of today, today's meeting, or today meeting? Which one is not correct? Maybe is not appropriate to be used. And which one is the best one? The meeting of today is better, today's meeting is better, or today meeting? Which one?
I think the meeting of today.
Unfortunately, no, today's meeting. So let me say something. When you have today, so today's class, today's lesson, it's better to add possessive S. So whenever you want to use today and an event or something that happened like class, like lesson, like meeting, just add S. Today's meeting. The meaning of
Yeah.
today is not good. Okay. Number 2, again, we have 3 forms. The first form, phrases with of, possessive s, and now let's see which one is the best one.
Yeah, I have a question.
Of course, yes.
Yeah, three ways is correct, but today meeting is bad way.
Yeah, you can say today meeting no, today meeting not. You know, I want to say that normally, for example, you may hear them, but we don't say the meeting of today. Okay,
Yeah.
it's something we don't say the meeting of today. When, as you know, for example, we normally use possessive s for people. Okay, for example, Monica's book. Okay, but about a day like today or yesterday's, we don't say the meeting of yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday's meeting. Okay, so this one
Yeah.
is the best one. Well,
Yeah.
and number 2.
I think bees.
Here though, here, a letter of credit is better. A letter of credit. Okay, why? So C is not appropriate, is not correct, you know, a letter's credit, so no, it's not. A credits letter again, so we have 2 actually nouns here, credit and letter, so it's better to add possessive actually of in order to connect them. So a letter of credit, color of car, or for example, family of, for example, I don't know this one, something like this. So of is better. When you talk normally, except for days like today, yesterday, okay? But normally to actually make a combination of 2 noun, it's better to use of when these 2 nouns are things. Okay, so it's better to use of. Of course, sometimes we can use, just let me say something. If you can use your noun, the first noun, as adjective, it's okay. You can put like just like, for example, business card. So business here, and you know, there are some collocations that we normally use, and business here is use an adjective. So about number 3, we don't say a card of business. You say, okay, card is noun, business is noun. So why say a card of business? Here, business is used an adjective, a business card. Okay.
Yeah.
Like for example, when we say a credit card, we don't say credit off card. Okay. And
Yeah.
number 4,
I think C.
you're right, definitely right, a database. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, let me say something about collocations in English. So collocation, as I told you, are a combination of words that you normally expect for hearing them together. For example, when I say a business, you say, a business card. The first thing that, you know, pops up in your mind is business card. So we say they're collocation, or data, database.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I say red, difference is, red color. So they are some collocation that we will discuss them more and more later. Now, let's have a look at these actually, all the type of adjective. So we have numerical adjectives, for example. Look, a plan which lasts for 10 years, a 10-year plan. Let me say something, for example. A 10-year boy. Here's, 10 years, we should say 10 years. Or for example, I say, 38-year-old. Oh, We should say years old, but here year is used as an adjective. Because of this, I can also say year old, not years old. If you say normally in colloquial English, we say years. It's okay, definitely right. But if you want to think about it and say, okay, which one is correct, you can also say year. Year is used as an adjective. And we can actually change a hotel with 5-star, you can omit, remove it, and say a 5-star hotel. So that's really easy. You can use the phrase or noun after with as an adjective for the first one. Okay? Well, now, number 2, a budget worth $3 million. How to change it?
A budget was $3 million.
Okay, we say a $3 million budget. So we need to omit something here. So here we don't need worth a $3 million budget. A presentation that lasts 20 minutes. A
200,000 pounds contract.
Yeah, of course. This one. And number 3, a 20 minutes presentation. And number 5.
Yeah.
Just, here we have an industrial because and refers to industrial. Here we want to use 150 years old. We say a 150-year-old industrial empire. So a 150-year-old industrial empire. So this way, actually, you can change, and we call this forms of actually phrases numerical adjective, because, and why we say the meaning of numerical, actually they something like these adjectives used to denote the number of nouns, okay, or the order they stand. So we can, and we have different, and just let me say something, these numerical adjectives also called adjectives of number. So numerical adjective or adjectives are number of number. And let me say something, adjectives of number tells us the number of people or things, okay? And it's something like they give exact information related to something. We have different numerical adjectives. Some is numerical adjective. Few is numerical adjective. No, several, all, most, more. They are numerical adjectives or adjectives of numbers, because actually we use them to something like to show or to denote the number of things and people. Okay, so here we have one form of it that is really easy. So we have a phrase and we can replace 2 parts and use the second part as adjective, because the second part indicates number of things. And we say, okay, this is number of adjective. Well, do you have any questions related to?
No.
Could you please make an example of adjectives of numbers? One phrase.
one 1 kilometer, 3 kilometers distance.
Yeah, of course, you can say, and for example, one-way flight. One-way flight. Yeah? Okay, something like this. Okay, now let's match each noun in column 1 to 2 of the nouns in column 2 to make word partnership combination. So let's see. Number 1, business what? We're gonna make collocations. So business,
Card.
of course, business card and business, another one,
Plan. Yeah.
business plan. Number 2,
Management style.
yeah, and
Department.
no, management policy. So 2A or B or C, just this one, okay? Sales,
Sales force. Or sales campaign.
no, sales campaign and sales
Department.
department, of course, sales department section. Okay, labor,
House.
labor force,
Force.
working force, yeah, labor force or working force, okay, and labor, labor markets.
Market.
And so they're a combination of labor force means working force and labor market. Okay, company,
Company. Union.
no, this one.
House.
House, no. Company,
Headquarters.
and
Logo.
company logo, both make sense. Okay, number 6, trade,
Trade program.
trade, the first one, trade union, the first one, okay. And it's something like, you know, that trade union is actually an organization made of members, like, you know, membership-based organization. This is trade union, okay? And normally by workers. So it's something like union of workers. Okay, this is trade union and trade
Program.
Trade fair. So trade union and trade fair. Okay. And program, where did you see program? I couldn't see. Just yeah.
Consumer good.
Yeah, you know, okay, so it's a bit confusing here, but you know, just we have one number, the first word, and we need to choose from A and B and C in the same row. Okay, here. For example, consumer.
Consumer good.
Of course, goods. And consumer awareness, of course. Consumer awareness. Research.
Project.
Okay, research, you say project. And
knowledge.
Research findings is better because knowledge is something related to us. We research to find, you know, to get knowledge. So findings. And 9, information.
Technology.
Of course, IT, information technology. Yeah, and information. The next one, desk, of course. And computer.
Program and virus.
Okay, so they are called, you know, a kind of collocation that we normally hear them, you know, together. For example, IT, information technology. So we normally hear, so they are common collocations, combination of groups, okay, of words, okay, and to make a new group, okay. And just let me say something about these collocations. Do you have any questions, something that you don't know the meaning or you find it a bit confusing?
Yeah,
Very
I like
easy.
labor. I know. Like
Yeah,
labor in the people bằng
workers.
similar with employees.
Yeah, of course, worker.
Yeah,
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 of
yeah.
course. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, it's okay.
yeah. Okay. Well, and now let me, okay. So, we have a listening section. Okay. Richard Brown is the
Yeah,
managing partner.
very hard
Okay.
session.
Yeah, of course. It's hard section. Now it's gonna be easy step by steps.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Let's see what is this one. Okay, so let's listen to the first part of the interview and answer these questions. First of all, let's review the questions. Okay, 4 approaches they analyze. How many different business character types? What 3 things deal with? Okay,
Yeah.
now 32. Okay, 3, 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Recording 3.2.
How does Cognosis analyse the character of a business?
Understanding the character or personality of a business is important because it shapes and defines everything the organisation does and can do. So we use a combination of 4 approaches. First, we study the tone and style of the company's communications. Second, we interview the company's top executives in depth. Third, we conduct research more broadly across the company's staff and its customers. And finally, we'll analyse the company's internal documents. That provides insight into how the business talks to itself. And when we've got that sort of input, we can classify a business as one of 16 distinct character types. And these handle aspects of change, innovation, and relating to customers in very different ways.
So the first one, okay, so just let's, okay, the first. So what 4 approaches, okay, Cognos is used to analyze, just let me, do you want to listen again the first part or no? Something that he said first.
Study.
Yeah.
Yeah. And second thing is yeah, I have right now, but I cannot raise my own words.
Yeah, okay. So just, okay, tell me what did you write? Give me your keywords. So the first you said study. The second?
Mm,
Did you write anything?
interview.
Yeah, great, very good. And what else did you write?
Research and analysis.
Yeah, very good. Of course, very good. Now, let's complete your work together. Okay, listen, let me help you.
Recording 3.2.
How does Cognosis analyse the character of a business?
Understanding the character or personality of a business is important because it shapes and defines everything the organisation does and can do. So we use a combination of 4 approaches. First, we study the tone and style of the company's communications.
Okay, so first,
Technology and communication.
no, let me write it here. Study the two. Yeah, you're definitely right because so first, okay, we study what? the tone and style of the company. Communications. Okay, so this is the first one. And let's see.
Second, we interview the company's top executives in depth.
Okay, second, we interview the company's top executives. So,
and that
yeah, let me write. We interview the company's top executives in depth. Executives, you know, managers, top managers. Okay, so in depth. And the third one.
Third, we conduct research more broadly across the company's staff and its customers.
Okay, so let me say clearly. Thirdly, now when we say, I think when I say, you can easily understand. Let me say, and third, we conduct research more broadly across the company's staff. So is it clear now? Okay, so because of, okay, so third, okay, we conduct research more broadly across the company's staff and will analyze you will hear, oh, let me, okay, that is internal documents. Let's listen.
Finally, we'll analyse the company's internal documents.
Okay.
It provides insight into how the business talks to itself. And when we've got that sort of input, we can classify a business as one of 16 distinct character types.
Okay, the second question. The second
16,
question.
16.
16, very good. And
these handle aspects of change, innovation, and relating to customers in very different ways.
okay, and the third one, what three things do companies deal with differently? So these different types, he said, these different types of organization. So these different types of organization, okay, and relating to customer, okay, something like this, okay, and he said handle aspects of change. Could you hear? Handle aspects of change, you know, innovation, and of course relating to customer, something in very different ways. So could you hear?
Yeah, I didn't hear.
But now it's better. Okay, now you have, I want you to do something. Now you have the answers. Just listen again and check the answers.
Recording 3.2.
How does Cognosis analyse the character of a business?
Understanding the character or personality of a business is important because it shapes and defines everything the organisation does and can do. So we use a combination of 4 approaches. First, we study the tone and style of the company's communications. Second, we interview the company's top executives in depth. Third, we conduct research more broadly across the company's staff and its customers. And finally, we'll analyse the company's internal documents. That provides insight into how the business talks to itself. And when we've got that sort of input, we can classify a business as one of 16 distinct character types. And these handle aspects of change, innovation, and relating to customers in very different ways.
Okay, so it handles aspects of change, innovation, and different types of organization and relating to customer. Okay,
Yeah.
wow. And if they open their mouth a bit more, you can understand better, because they don't. They don't.
Yeah.
I don't know why. When speaking, they don't open their mouth. So
Yeah.
let's listen to the actually next part, second part of the interview, and take the sentences below which are true according to Richard and correct those which are false. So let's see. Okay.
Recording 3.3.
Can you give an example of how a business changed its organisation and why?
Yeah, many businesses try to change their organisation, their culture, and they do that to be better able to compete and grow, but it's a very hard thing to do. It's often easier to change a business's character by merging with or acquiring a competitor.
So let's pause. The hardest way to change the character of business is to merge it with another company. Is it true or false?
True.
But he said it's often easier.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So listen again.
Yeah. Yes.
Of how a business changed its organisation and why?
Yeah, many businesses try to change their organisation, their culture, and they do that to be better able to compete and grow, but it's a very hard thing to do. It's often easier to change a business's character by merging with or acquiring a competitor.
So it's
Yeah.
easy, yeah. It's often easier to change a business character by merging with or acquiring a competitor. So
Yeah.
this one. But let me say something about distractors in listening. So of course, especially in IELTS listening, we have some distractors. And what is that? You find a keyword like easy here. And the first word that you hear is hard. So your brain automatically actually find and match this word to the answer. So, this hard. So it was easy. So opposite. And this is distractor. It means it distracts you. It gives wrong information. After that, we have a correction. After this sentence, we have another sentence that's, but it's easier way to actually change the character of a business to merging and something like this. Okay, now keep going.
Yeah.
Good example of this was the merger of Guinness and Grand Metropolitan in 1998. This created a £23 billion company, Diageo, the world leader in spirits. The top team achieved a very substantial change in culture by being very clear at the outset that it was creating a new and different culture from the two companies that merged. And they did that by laying out a very clear vision. They were very specific about how the new business would be run. They laid out clear values and ways of working for staff, and they backed this up with a huge investment in staff training. This created a completely new culture, which has been hugely successful.
Wow. So when Guinness and Grand Metropolitan merged, they wanted to create a business culture which was different from the two companies.
Yeah, can you repeat? Can you replay one more time?
Yes, of course. Let's do this one together.
Example of how a business changed its organization and why?
Yeah, many businesses try to change their organisation, their culture, and they do that to be better able to compete and grow, but it's a very hard thing to do. It's often easier to change a business's character by merging with or acquiring a competitor. A good example of this was the merger of Guinness and Grand Metropolitan in 1998. This created a £23 billion company, Diageo, the world leader in spirits. The top team achieved a very substantial change in culture by being very clear at the outset that it was creating a new and different culture from the two companies that merged.
So this one,
True.
the top team, of course, achieved a very substantial change in culture by being very clear at the outset that it was creating a new and different culture from the two companies merged. Okay, so it's true.
They did that by laying out a very clear vision. They were very specific about how the new business would be run. They laid out clear values and ways of working for staff, and they backed this up with a huge investment in staff training.
So the third one, the senior manager spent a lot of money training the staff, a new business method. So he said they laid out clear values and ways of working for staff, and they backed this up with a huge investment in staff training. So true or false?
I didn't hear about the business methods, so I think they only focus on training about the culture.
Okay, now listen and try to hear this. Try to hear.
Yes.
Okay, they backed up with a huge investment in staff training. Just he says staff, but we say staff. Okay, but it's okay. So, listen.
A very clear vision. They were very specific about how the new business would be run. They laid out clear values and ways of working for staff, and they backed this up with a huge investment in staff training.
Could you hear? They backed this up with a huge investment in staff training. So it's investment means, yeah, true. Spend a lot of money training the staff mean investments. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, but that is staff training or manager do the training for staff.
Yeah, it means senior managers, okay, they invest, okay. So he said that they laid out clear values and ways of working for staff, and they backed this up with a huge investment. It means they spend huge, spend a lot of money in staff training. So here, paraphrase, and the last one.
Created a completely new culture, which has been hugely successful.
Just let me look.
Would be run. They laid out clear values and ways of working for staff, and they backed this up with a huge investment in staff training. This created a completely new culture, which has been hugely successful.
So the new culture was only partly successful.
I didn't hear partly.
Okay, yeah, of course, you heard. This created a completely new culture, which has been hugely successful. Huge, listen.
Yeah.
The staff, and they backed this up with a huge investment in staff training. This created a completely new culture, which has been hugely successful.
Hugely successful, not partly. So this is false. Okay.
Yeah.
So number, okay, well, keep going. In the third part of interview, Richard Brown described 3 ways in which successful companies are similar. Let's complete. I will help you know more.
Yes.
So it's something like, I will actually say it again in American accent so that it's easy to write. Actually, the problem, the issue with its accent, so like different, but okay. 3-4.
Recording 3.4.
Are some types of business organisation always more successful than others?
Well, our research suggests that there are 16 different types of organisational character or culture, and no single type is consistently associated with business success or market leadership. Having said that, we do find that particularly successful companies tend to be similar in 3 ways. First, they're future-oriented. They have a very clear sense of where they're headed. Second, they're customer-driven.
Okay, so first, they're
organized. Yeah.
It's
so
okay. Let's
Yeah.
listen again.
Success or market leadership. Having said that, we do find that particularly successful companies tend to be similar in 3 ways. First, they're future-oriented.
First, they're
Future
future-oriented.
oriented.
Yeah, future-oriented. So let me write here. So they're future-oriented. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have a very clear sense of where they're headed.
Okay, and very clear sense of
the way
where they are headed. Okay, now
time and energy in understanding and responding to their markets. And third, they are values driven. By that I mean that people...
Okay, about second, listen.
They invest huge time and energy in they're future oriented. They have a very clear sense of where they're headed. Second, they're customer driven.
Second, they're
customer
driven. Do you remember customer driven? Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
They invest huge time and energy in understanding and responding to their markets.
And in understanding and
to the market.
Responding
to the market.
To their market, of course.
To the market. Yeah.
Yeah.
And third, they are values driven.
Third, they
value.
Yeah. Values driven.
Value driven.
Yeah. Values driven, and we put hyphen. Okay. So.
By that I mean that people inside the organisation are very clear about the values that should guide their decisions.
And should.
Guys.
Yeah. Guide their.
Yeah.
Decisions. Guide your decisions. Okay.
Yeah.
The organisation are very clear about the values that should guide their decisions and behaviours, the principles by which the business is run.
Yeah, okay, so, okay, I think this word was a bit easier than two previous words. Yeah, of course. Well, so, of course, we have the rest of listening, but we will keep going next session with it. Okay, so do you have any questions related to this part?
No, I don't.
Okay, very good. So do you have the audio track so that you can listen again? Okay, that's great. So it's not bad. Now you have the answer, so it's not bad to review and listen again in order to get familiar, get acquainted with actually British accent. So different ways that they pronounce the words. Of course, yeah, you don't need, because you normally listen audios and tracks in American accent, but this book, the audios of this book are, not all of them, but most of them are in British accent. But of course, no worries, I can change them and yeah, say them again. Well, okay, so let's keep this word for the next session. And thank you. It was really good time with you. And have a great day.
You.
You're welcome.
Thank
Goodbye.
you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Have a good day. Bye.